roller skates, scooter, Lego, figurines, Bratz, Barbie, everything. You've got everything. Everything.
Yeah, but the
they never play.
Age is like 6.
But they don't play with it.
No.
They don't play with it.
Can you
It's
remember
all
Christmas?
computers.
Christmas as a kid.
I didn't get Christmas present from my mum. I shit you not.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
I got them from my nan and my aunties, but I didn't get them from my mum.
I got an old home video.
I might have got a new school uniform if I was lucky.
I got an old home video. I was the cutest kid in the world, by the way. I put myself up against any kid.
Me? I was really
no,
cute as a kid.
I was squish your face, like, I don't know, am I a paedophile? He's kind of a good-looking kid. I was that cute.
Me too. I used to get told that I was going to be Cindy Crawford one day because she was the 90s.
If you rack up the amount of times this one's going to break hearts, big 90s coming. Right, I was rolling in that shit.
Me too. I was cute as shit, mate.
You want a cute off?
With my big fringe, my little chubby cheeks, my brown skin,
No,
my
don't
dark
talk to me
curly
about
hair.
chubby cheeks. Chubby cheeks and the old big blues.
But I had big browns with black curly hair.
Nobody wants a big brown. That sounds like a horrible shit.
I was cute. I was cute.
You go for a big brown.
I was cute. I'm going to show you a photo.
I don't want to see a photo.
Well, because you know I'm cuter.
I've seen photos of you.
Yeah, I'm not really showing a photo.
I was a cute ass kid. But anyway, I was watching this old home video recorded on a ridiculously oversized VCR thing, and me opening presents, and I got an Egon figure from Ghostbusters, and I've never seen, to my days here, I'm 31 and some change, and to this day, I haven't seen unbridled pleasure like the look on my face when I was 5 years old, getting Egon as a... Once again, I go for the nerd, right? Egon's my man in Ghostbusters. Donatello's my man in Turtles. But I got
You're
Egon.
your man.
Oh my god, Egon! With my little Cockney accent that I had for no reason whatsoever. And
Be the Chelsea in you.
I would play with figurines like it was the most important thing in life. I fucking loved toys.
Alright, show off, just because you had toys.
Yeah, I did. And that's one thing I will say about my parents.
My bedroom
Christmas
was barren.
was a good time. Christmas was a good time. Mum used to make sure that when we came down, there was no presents under the tree. There was presents like you open the door, I stubbed my toe on a present. That shit spilled out. Now I know as a parent,
This is so
they're cheap presents. Don't matter to a kid. I was fucking fully loaded.
When I first met you, your mum was still doing that.
to open presents.
Still doing that. Like, filling the front room up with presents for you guys. Like, all of her cleaning money throughout the entire year, saving it up.
We joke, but she was a great fucking mum growing up. She had it down.
Yeah.
All of the important stuff, all the stuff that made you go, that tingle in your belly, she nailed it. She was perfect.
Yeah, my mum just ignored all that. I genuinely didn't get, unless my stepdad at the time was home, because he worked on ran an oil rig, you know that. So it was away 3 weeks, home 3 weeks. If he was home for Christmas, me and Justin knew we were getting a Christmas present. If he was away,
so brutal.
we knew we were getting nothing. Nothing. Literally fuck all.
I don't like that, it makes me feel sad.
We got Christmas dinner,
Oh.
and my mum was a really good cook.
Imagine Christmas dinner, like these days, is a highlight for me. You know, we got this weird tradition that's building up. Like,
It gets
year
bigger
on
and
year, it
bigger.
gets bigger and bigger. And either I fail or I become a champion. I think last year I failed.
You did, massively.
Big time.
But it was my fault because I did dinner too late.
And I went too heavy on the beers beforehand as well.
Dinner's
And
going to be
patience.
earlier this year. We'll have like a 1 o'clock dinner. Just don't eat much beforehand.
It's the not eating much isn't a big deal. Like, I'll graze a few quality streams.
Yeah.
Sure I will.
But don't eat like dinner, like breakfast or
No.
lunch.
But that wasn't the problem. I think I'd had 4 or 5 beers by that time, and I was feeling a bit rough around the
Yeah, you're
edges.
pretty full.
Yeah. I let myself down. But that one
Let me
crowning achievement, what was it, 2-3 years ago, where I took down that
You took down like
that
half of a
fucking John
farmyard,
Candy of
a field
Christmas
of vegetables.
Yeah,
like a river of gravy.
To this day, that's probably my greatest achievement of all time.
Yeah, fuck the kids.
Fuck the kids.
Get 90s
fuck
on
my
the kids.
kickboxing belt. Fuck everything. Fuck my degree.
Oh yeah, definitely
fuck you.
that. I'm not your achievement.
Oh yes, you are.
I'm my own goddamn
You're
achievement.
my property. And this ring, bitch. What does that say? It says I own you. From now until the end of time.
It says that we went cheap. It says
that says £65.
£42.
Hey, holla.
I'll tell you what it says. It says we wanted a big old party. It says getting married.
Boy, howdy did we get it.
Shit to us.
What a fucking wedding that was.
So fun. So fun.
Now I'm all full of love.
No.
Right, let's get another category going on here.
Okay, let's go with... No, music's meh. It's just evolved.
Music's fun.
Yeah, music's fun, but I still listen to 80s music sometimes. If I'm doing housework, I'll put on like an 80s
Naff
playlist. Yeah, fashion.
Naff
Naff. Spliffy.
God, I
Kappa.
love that shit.
Elise.
Baggy fucking naff jeans.
You still were wearing those when I met you.
Definitely wasn't wearing naff jeans.
I think they might have been Naff.
They were baggy, but they weren't naff.
I think they were Lee Cooper.
I had no idea what spliffy was.
No.
I didn't know what it
At the
was
time.
going on about.
Didn't he have like multicoloured dreads, or was that Naff? That was
I think
Spliffy.
it was white as well.
It was white, yeah.
Couldn't have a black man on jeans.
God forbid.
God forbid.
God forbid.
Right, we'll joke about marijuana smoking.
Yeah.
We'll joke
We
about
will
dreads.
tolerate
but
Bob
we will
Marley.
have a wholesome white man on our jeans.
With
Thank you very
multicoloured
much.
dreads. He's more of a punk.
P.S. Do you ever see a black man wearing naff?
No, I don't think so.
Ain't happening. Do you know why? Because it was
Naff.
It was essentially. It was the 1920s minstrels of the 90s. Like naff. A white dude with dreads, smoking a spliffy, baggy black wear, in inverted commas.
I think you're
It's like
describing Stu
minstrels.
Jordan, aren't you?
No, Stu Jordan's a king. Stu Jordan did
Didn't he have
whatever the
dreads?
fuck he liked. No, he had cornrows.
Ah, okay, I thought you had dreads.
He had cornrows. He did whatever the fuck he liked.
But yeah, now kids can literally wear whatever the shit they want now. I was talking to Reese, and they can.
I got chewed out by one of my students the other day.
Kids can wear whatever they like. Kids can.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Well, no, because he's totally obsessed with. Like, he gets dragged all the time because he's got a fake Armani t-shirt. The girls fucking drag him all over the show.
yeah, but that's a different situation. If it was like a mainstream situation, it's different. Like on Mufti Day, some dude could go into school wearing a Peppa Pig t-shirt and it would be ironic, so it'd be cool. It'd be fine. Like,
But that's his own genre.
but there's no genres now. You can do whatever you want, and everyone just
more
sort
so,
of.
yeah, more
But
so.
no one cares.
But if a kid who isn't cool wears a Peppa Pig t-shirt, you better be ready for some bullying.
Chances are they're probably
You want a little
special
slice of
needs,
bullying?
and then they get left.
We got a whole cake for you.
But they get left alone.
No, they don't. Not if they come in a fucking Peppa Pig t-shirt.
If
Mufti
an
Day.
autistic kid walked into a mainstream school wearing a Peppa Pig t-shirt, and people knew that what was that beep?
My phone.
People knew that he was autistic, they would leave him
Oh
the
yeah,
fuck
of
alone.
course.
But no sane.
I'd wear a Peppa Pig t-shirt.
Even if a nerd went into school wearing a Peppa Pig t-shirt, he's being left.
Yeah, but nerds are cool now.
But who gets picked on them for wearing a Peppa Pig t-shirt?
Your mum.
It's true, she does. It's true. But people are so much more tolerant now. Like back in the 90s.
Yeah, and it's about fucking time.
In the 90s, if you went into Mufti Day and you didn't have at least one designer label, whether it was for like the grunge, goth got away with no labels. They were allowed no labels because it was
They
all
were badass.
black.
Everyone kind of respected the goths as well. Like, they would take the piss out of them, but there was that fear that...
You're cuddling yourself.
No, massaging my dodgy shoulder.
Get acupuncture. You don't
It's
feel it.
quackery. It's quackery.
Works,
It's
apparently.
herbal remedies.
Needles in your muscles.
Fucking nonsense.
No, it's the same as a massage, except for it goes directly into the muscle.
It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's quackery.
Okay, well, my nan used to have a twitchy eye. She had acupuncture and it stopped.
Old Twitchy eye Maureen.
Fucked up, Maureen.
I had a point to make.
Sorry.
Oh, 90s. Right, think about how many new people you met as a 90s kid. How many new kids you met. As a percentage, how many of those kids would say something racist within 30 minutes of you meeting?
Oh, I don't know. Not many.
Really? Oh, I suppose you're kind of racial, so they might.
Yeah, they
be
would have been
watching
saying
the
it.
P's and Q's.
Would have been saying it behind my back.
Yeah. See,
I got called a packy once at school. I told you, didn't I? Yeah, I know.
How does that feel on your tongue?
Mexican for a start.
Spiky?
Yeah, horrible.
You know,
But I got called that at school, and I went home sobbing. And my mum went. She was actually kind of nurturing in a really abrasive
She was probably
way.
the just right level of pissed.
But she was kind of nice and sort
Look
of.
at us fucking judging people for drinking, and we're caning wine like it's going out of fashion.
Yeah, but not 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyway, she. She's like, all right, I get it. It's not very nice. What you need to do is you need to go in there and you need to tell them, I'm not Pakistani, thank you very much, I'm Spanish. So if you want to call me a name, call me a spick.
I thought a spick was Jewish.
I don't think so. Well, that's what she told me anyway. I didn't say that.
Good effort, Chaz.
But I went into school and Jordan, who'd called me Packy,
Stop saying that.
I know, but it's really horrible.
I know, but it's just...
It's a horrible word.
Spiky.
It is, it's really spiky. It's horrible. But he called me that. And I went in and he said it again and I was like, by the way, for your information, I'm...
Pushing up your glasses and your nostrils.
Actually, I'm not Pakistani, I'm Spanish. So you can't call me that because it doesn't even make any sense. And never again.
And what did he
never
do?
Again.
He go, oh,
yeah.
well, that's a thinker.
Pretty much.
Really?
He didn't say, oh, that's a thinker, but he went, oh.
But anyway,
and then he asked me out.
Because he knew you weren't a packy.
Oh, no, that is too far.
What, you've said it like 6 times.
I said it twice in reference to a story where I was called that. You know that you fucked up. You mustn't say that like that. That's a bad thing to say.
Anyway, well, as I say, right, everyone was racist in the 90s. Like, there was still that hangover from the 70s and 80s. And can you, like, I have an experience maybe 1 out of 75, like, new people that I meet, where they will say something racist, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that was your deal. This will be the last time we speak. See ya, bye, done. Right? And then you're out. But it's so fucking rare. You're like, it's like being made jump. Instantly.
It's horrible,
oh,
isn't it?
you're a terrible human being. That's okay, I'm going to go and do this over here. And then that's it. That's the end of it. But back then, it was just a normal thing.
I call people out. I don't just not speak to them again. I tell them that they shouldn't be saying things like that. It's disgusting.
Here's why I don't call people out, right? Because I'm a male. And usually, if people feel that they can say something like that, right? They're usually amongst whites. We live in a very white area, right? And they've usually had a few drinks. Now, if they're a grown fucking adult and they're saying some racist shit, they got screw loose, right? So the last thing I'm going to do is start going, you need to shut your fucking mouth and not talk like that. I don't know if I'm going to get stabbed. And I can tell it's not a, like, oh, I hate niggers and I'm going to go and stab them now.
Oh, stop saying that.
They're going to happen because they're fucking morons. They're morons. They've got this thing in their head, but they're morons. So you just go, okay, good. Now you're ostracised. Now you don't exist anymore. Okay, good. Goodbye. And now the next person that you've
had
3 or 4 drinks with, and you say that, they're going to go, oh, okay, goodbye.
But if you don't say anything, then they're going to think that they can still say it.
No, because they just slowly get ostracised.
Even if they're small-minded enough to think it and believe things like that, they shouldn't be saying things like that.
Yeah.
You should call these people out, and you should tell them to stop.
Yeah, but it's.
You should.
It's like going up to a murderer and going, do you know, you probably shouldn't murder people, and they go, I know, but it's like my favourite thing to do, so I'm just going to do it anyway. Like, nobody is so ignorant now that they go, oh, is that bad?
But
is
they
that
are.
bad?
Some people say things in jest. They don't even think
true.
it,
That's
and
true.
they say it like a joke.
That's true.
No, you're not saying that.
Well, in
around
that
me.
situation, yeah, I'd for sure call somebody out. If I knew,
But I'm not having
if
it.
I knew that, like certain people that we know, who say inappropriate shit, and you call them out on it immediately, and they go, "Oh, you know what I mean," and and that's cool. And for the risk of sounding pretentious, it's just a little bit of education.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of maintenance to go. Just do everything that you're doing because you're awesome. But that one thing that you said in innocence, just don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's not what this world is about anymore. But back in the day, back in the 90s, fuck, people would say some
It
fucked
was
up
really
shit.
bad. Like adults I heard more than kids. I didn't hear kids so much.
That's my point, is adults didn't give a fuck. Like,
no, but you were saying how many kids did you come across that
yeah,
would?
for sure, but that was a...
and I didn't come across many.
But no kid's born racist.
No.
That was a product of their parents.
Yeah, sure.
Who did that shit. I remember that there was this one black kid that came into the school, and it wasn't like the one black kid. There was a lot of black kids in my school, but he was big and black, and he looked as African as you like. Like, he was your quintessential African guy. And he was huge, so obviously he's going to be a target immediately. And there was this, one of my best friends at the time, like super young, and he just went on a tirade, and like all of his dad's hatred was just filtering through his mouth, just like a mouthpiece for his dad. And this fucking giant of a human being obviously went after this kid, held him up by his throat, like lifted him off. It was like fucking John Coffey off of
Good.
Held him up. Well, kind of good, but also this kid's a kid.
He's being made a target for no reason.
But I went home, and I swear to God, no word of a lie, I cried for like 3 nights straight. I couldn't get it out of my head. Couldn't get it out of my head. Do you know, like I tell you about those violent dreams that I have? Like, I just get blind violence for some reason in my dreams, and I can't shut it out. The next day,
probably all those
I
horror
haven't had
films,
fucking ages, by the way.
which is
But
good.
like the next day, I can't get it out of my head. It's like that fucking Ring thing, where she presses her finger, like the Ring video, where she presses her thumb.
Oh yeah,
and
the nail
goes up.
goes in.
Now I'm thinking about that. That's there now until the morning, and maybe until about lunchtime. But back then, I couldn't get it out of my mind. I could not shake it, and it shook me to my core.
So that's one thing that modern day has got going for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Is nostalgia aside, the tolerance and the actual. It's not even tolerance. It's just inclusion and it not being a thing.
And the not tolerating intolerance.
Yeah,
just going,
which is
no, you're silly.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Fuck that. Fuck anybody that's like that. Nah, I've got no time for them. Homophobia. The one thing that is one of those things is sexism, which I sort of let go under the
But
bridge
even
of
that's
it.
tongue in cheek these days.
Sexism or
Yeah.
homophobia.
Sexism. That's kind of tongue in cheek.
Yeah, but you still can't tongue-in-cheek be racist.
No, for sure. Not.
Whereas which is good,
Oh, I see what you mean.
but with sexism, I just sort of go, shut up. You have no idea. Get on with it.
Yeah.
We just let you say these things. Like, fuck off.
Alright, we've gone down a old dark alley.
We really have.
Let's pick some fun times.
Snacks. We've already covered wagon wheels.
We didn't do snacks. There was no snacks in my house.
What, but you never used to get like 10 or 20p and go down to the corner shop?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what did you get?
That wasn't snacks, that was pocket money.
Yeah, but oh, I didn't get pocket money. But what did you get?
Penny sweets.
Always penny sweets.
I knew I had to get a bit of bang for my buck.
You never got crisps?
No, I fucked around penny sweets. Do you know why I fucked
Space
around penny
Raiders.
sweets? No, not interested. Do
Tubes.
you know why I fucked with penny sweets? Because I'm a fucking miser
'Cause
when
you're
it
a
comes to
crook.
money. And I
I
loaded
did
that
that
bag
too.
up, and old Mr. £2.50 an hour doesn't want to count up that shit. He's got better things to do. So how much is in there? 20p, and it's bulging out the sides like a nutsack that hasn't shot its load for 3 years. And he goes, yeah, okay, fine. And you walk out of that shit with like £1.20 worth of penny sweets, and then you get one job's worth every few weeks. It goes, all right, I'm going to count it. You're what's wrong with the retail.
Candy Corner. Counting 1p sweet or 2p sweets as 1p, and then you could play it off.
Standard.
Like, I didn't realise. Sorry, I thought they were 1p. And then you'd be like, okay, go on. You didn't realise. But you could only do that.
I still do that to this day. Not with penny sweets.
No, you thieve. You just barefaced thieve.
I thieve. I'm willing to own up to that. Sometimes I like to frill. Right? Here's what I do.
Sometimes you just want to rap.
Here's what I do. Right? I'll go into a shop, I'll buy a thing, and I won't take the basket, because I know what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, oh, I've got too much to carry. Oh, I'll just put this thing in my pocket and I'll take it out when I get there. Go beep through the self-service. Oh, I forgot about the thing in my pocket. Oh, what an unfortunate accident. And then the plan is, excuse me sir, we saw you put that toothbrush in your pocket.
You're stealing toothbrushes.
I don't know. It's the sort of thing that I'd steal.
I just bought you a new
Something
one.
cosmetic. And I go, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a grown man, obviously I'm no threat here.
I'm a grown man in my vest and my Jordan shorts with my backwards cap and my
I'm not,
homeless man.
whoa. I'm not thieving in a shirtless vest, in a sleeveless vest and shorts. I'm thieving in my do-goods. I'm thieving in my shirt. I'm thieving in my dad
In your
pocket.
work clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thieving,
You should
so then
just
they go,
probably
alright
shouldn't just
sir,
thieve."
alright upstanding member of society, we know that it was an honest mistake. I've been caught thieving too many times, I know the game.
I know Reese thieved once. I told you about this, didn't I? When he was like 3, no, maybe 2.5, 3, asked me, tricked him. Tricked all of the kids into thinking that yogurt
The
raisins.
difference in mums. My mum, she used to send us out, sorry, I know I cut you off.
It's alright.
My mum used to send us out specifically to thieve. And then we would bring our shit back and lay it on the table and she'd be like, whoa, Jesus Christ, there's like 60 quid's worth of stuff here. And we're like, yeah, did good, right? She's like, yeah, really good, good job. Go get yourself some ice crystal ice cream. I'm like, yeah, alright, watery ice cream.
Have we got any chocolate sauce? Go to bed.
Oh, you fucked up, and for that I'm taking your CD that you robbed. I like Craig David, alright?
Yeah, Reese, I managed to convince the children, and this is another difference between being a 90s kid, like late 80s, early 90s kid, to being a parent of a kid in the early noughties.
Such a different world.
My children believed that yogurt-covered raisins were sweets until they were like 4.
That was some expert parenting right there. I had mad respect for that. When we first met and you told me that you did that shit, I was just like, oh, you're on a different level. Like, oh, you could teach me some shit here.
Reese asked me for a packet of yogurt raisins, and I said no. We were doing a big shop in Tesco's. Do you remember when they used to have the big cars under the trolleys so they could pretend they were driving?
Yeah.
It was in there.
What happened to those? Those were great.
That was a really good idea. Made shopping fun for toddlers. But anywho,
You didn't have to look at their filthy fucking faces.
Exactly.
Shut your mouth and steer the wheel.
We're still up at 90s.
You little burden on my life.
But,
I stretch my vagina for you, now shut up and steer your wheel.
alright, it's gone from wanking to stretch vaginas. That seems to be like the go-to thing.
Stretchy vagina. Oh, stretch motherhood. I'm not going to do slam poetry. But I may, or I may not. You're not feeling slam poetry. I'm not feeling slam poetry, I'm going to be honest with you. I need a new hook.
So if I start saying something, are you going to go back into it? No, don't. Okay, so anyway, 5 years
Do you know
later,
how tempted I was?
I said he couldn't have yogurt raisins.
Good shout.
He'd had enough sweets. He stole a pack. We got to the car, I was putting all the shopping in. Reese got out of the trolley, happy as Larry. Like, yes, Yes, I've got my giant bag of yogurt raisins. What did I do?
Alright.
Shamed him, first of all, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And then I went,
sprinkle a little bit of shame on the old
you were going to hand those
shame
back to the security guard right now.
Uh-oh.
Reese is like,
Yeah, prison.
no, oh no. So I marched him back to the shop and I made him give them to the security guy. And I was like, I'm really sorry my son stole these yogurt raisins. And Reese was going,
The fuck?
handing them back. Has he ever stolen again?
I don't know, he may have.
He's never
He may
been-
have got better at it.
Maybe he has, but I don't.
Maybe the only lesson that he learnt there is keep it from my mum, because she's a fucking golden snitch.
I don't think he ever stole again. Maybe he counted 2p sweets as 1p sweets, but I don't think he's ever, like, barefaced, straight up,
I love to steal.
stolen.
I love to cheeky steal back.
I feel terrible if I do what you say, like when you got your hands full and you just sort of put it somewhere. Like under my arm is a big one. I will go back into the shop and go, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm not a thief. I just
Hell
totally
no.
stole this by accident.
Hell no. I'll walk out of that shit and I'm like, as long as I'm like 20 paces away and no burly out of shape security guard has stopped me, I'm like home free, still got
You
it.
just straight up still walking around the shop though, like
Yeah, sure.
open yourself a cheeky little Caesar wrap,
I'm
eat
Daddy Rulebender.
eat it, put the rubbish on the side.
Yeah, but I'm a gentleman. I'll put it behind some stuff.
So you just steal like a £2 wrap.
Sure I do.
Pay for it.
I'm in their shop. I'm buying their shit. I want my.
You're stealing
I
their
want
shit.
my complimentaries.
That's not-
You go to
they-
Vegas, you get free drinks. I go to Tesco's, I want my free wrap.
I want a free lunch.
Yeah.
I want my,
Goddamn
I want my
I don't
dinner
want
for
to be
free.
here. I don't want to be here. This isn't a nice experience. I want a wrap to lubricate my journey into painful 2-hour shops. Oh my god, do you remember when we used to do shops together? That was the worst thing in the world.
Did we?
Yeah, sure we did.
Oh yeah, and you used to just take the kids to the toy bin.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't ask you to come.
Go straight to my weird house. Take my kids. Go look at some toys. Let's make some jokes.
Can I have this toy? No, you can't. We're poor. We're 90s people. That was the worst. Well, do you know what was really bad?
I've got that 90s mentality running through my
I
veins.
know, I can really feel it now. Like
Yeah.
I want to deprive my children of things.
I want to hit my children. Let's go wake
Jesus.
Edie up. Let's go hit her.
Let's not do
Let's go teach her a fucking. Let's make her smoke some cigarettes.
that. Do you know what?
Edie,
We used to go.
Hello, sweet princess. Hi, darling. I know you're tired. You have to smoke this entire carton of cigarettes now.
We've got a packet of sweets that you can't have.
I don't know how to smoke. Well, you will know how to smoke. What we're going to do, I know you're tired. Shh. Shh. You will know how to smoke because you're going to smoke 40 in a row. And that's going to teach you to never smoke cigarettes again.
So stupid.
If I catch you smoking cigarettes after this, you know what's going to happen?
I'm gonna
I
smack
don't know
you.
what's happening. I'm going to hit you.
And
I'm a big man.
put you in your room.
I'm a big man. I'm very strong. And I'm going to hit you very hard if you ever smoke another cigarette again. I just won't smoke cigarettes in the first place. I wish it was that simple. I wish it was that simple. I wish you weren't so stupid. Now smoke this cigarette
Jesus.
and go back to sleep. Shh. This fucking room stinks of smoke. Have you been smoking cigarettes? Wake up sober, forgetting what you've done.
Going around Tesco's. Going around. Well, actually, my mum didn't drive, so we had Sainsbury's. That was all we had to us in Bexhill. No, wait.
Going around Safeways.
Oh yeah, we did have Gateway and Safeway.
Safeways.
But my mum loading the trolley up with wine and buying 40 fags at the kiosk, Tesco value food and a packet of oranges. That was what we had. And then you daring to say, can I have some sweets, please?
Can I have like a
And then
Freddo or something?
yeah, 10p, or Tazbar, something like that, or a packet of Space Raiders.
Tazbars would have won a bit of
And then your mum
mix.
going, I haven't got enough money. And she's just bought 40 fags and 5 bottles of wine.
Yeah, fuck.
I've got no money for sweets for you.
My mum weren't a drinker, and she wouldn't buy cigarettes from the supermarket. No dice. She was getting it on the cheap, back of a lorry or on a booze cruise. I don't think she smoked a cigarette in her life that was bought from a shop. I don't think she'd know how to buy cigarettes from a shop. I think if she went to a shop to buy cigarettes, she'd be like,
"Can I have some roll-ups, please?"
You got some cigarettes? Yes, what would you like? Oh, what have you got? What have you got? Everything. Do you need cigarettes, madam? No, I'm just saying. Golden Virginia? Yeah, you can have Golden Virginia. She wouldn't know how to conduct herself. People bring cigarettes to her.
Hilariously, of all of the things, my mum's totally quit smoking.
Good on her.
What the shit? Of all the things. So that's the one.
Okay.
But really quickly though, before we end, because we've got a minute and a half.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Consoles, technology, games.
Sega.
Games. Sega Master System. Alex
Sega
Kidd.
Mega Drive.
But when you were... well, I was 2 years younger than you.
Yeah, but I had an Amiga. When everyone was rocking the Master Drive,
yeah,
Master
System.
Master System. This is what my parents were
Wasn't Amiga
amazing at.
Like a PC style?
Yeah. This is what my parents were amazing at, both of them. They were master manipulators. They made me believe that whatever I had was the thing to have, right? It's where my ego comes from, right? Because my entire life was spent convincing people and doing the whole squealer from Animal Farm, hop from left to right thing, going, no, this is the thing. Because they would buy cheap, and they'd want to, again, I have to say, great parents. They bought us shit, they gave us shit, and they said, this is the best thing going, right? My mum told me Le Shark was the next big thing. So I rocked a Le Shark t-shirt like I was the fucking king of the world.
Trendsetter.
And I said, no, you don't understand. Like, everyone's going to be wearing Le Shark in 4 months. And they were like, okay, alright, we'll let the shark go. I was like, yeah, you're fucking right, you will. Because I believed it.
But you got the gift of the gab.
I'm rocking Amiga, playing Amiga, like C-DOSing games up.
But Amiga was like the late 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I had the Hangover. That was my console. And I had a bunch of floppy disks with like Zool on it.
Lemmings.
Lemmings Zool,
was the one.
Yeah, the original Worms. And I was having the time of my fucking life. So I went round a geezer's house and played Master System or Sega Mega Drive.
I just remembered something hilarious.
I thought I was in fucking luxury. I was loving life. Like, the fuck is this? You got a controller? I had that big, like...
joystick.
Yeah,
with the
aeroplane,
red buttons.
The aeroplane joystick. Like, playing Lotus Turbo. The first driving game. There was one level, right, on Lotus Turbo, where if anyone ever played Lotus Turbo, holler at you, right?
Most people you know were born after the Amiga was cool down.
And they weren't as poor as we were. But there was this one level in Lotus Turbo where it was like snow tracks. And I fucking hate it. I loved the game, right? I'd drive like a demon. And I'd get to this one level.
I actually kind of think I do remember that game.
It was big.
Yeah,
but there was this one level where it was a snow level and you couldn't tell where the track was. I got so furious because I would keep veering off track and just crash into the nothingness of basically the limit that says you're out of the game. So you'd crash into nothing and your game's over. I was just like, fuck Lotus Turbo. I'm going back to Lemmings immediately.
Lemmings was so fun. I would literally still play that now. I check on the App Store every now and again to see if Lemmings is on the iPhone.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Because every time they put a Sega game on the App Store, I think Lemmings has got to be there. It's got to be there. And I've downloaded like...
Why is everyone sleeping on Lemmings?
I've downloaded like versions of it.
There's Tetris. There's Tetris for days. You could probably still get Snake. If you wanted it.
You can. Reese has got Snake on
Can you
his
get Lemons? Fuck no.
But it takes up so much,
fucking
or so little space that it should
Lemons was fucking training the mind as well. You had to strategically work that shit out.
It was a good game.
You had to strategise like
now though, look at the games Reese is playing. Like, it looks like real life. That game that you and Reese played together was what? Was it called Till Dawn? No.
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn. It was like real life. And that was him off of that film that we watched. That's going to be Freddie.
Yeah.
Him.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, but what's his name?
It's a strange.
Merrick or something. Like.
Yeah. It's like begins with A. Something. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's really good. But that game was so realistic. Like, I mean, you could tell it was a computer game.
Yeah,
but
great.
if you'd imagine seeing that in the 90s, you'd be like, well, I'm watching TV.
Yeah, and do you remember we did that same thing in the 90s? Where you got, like, I remember I got a PlayStation because my dad got this ridiculous job.
We got PlayStation 1.
Brian. Because you say I got the gift of the gab. Fuck, my dad. Right, he got this one job that
your dad.
He was not qualified for at all. Ended up getting paid 35 grand a year, plus a company car, plus loads of shit.
Yeah.
Like late doors 90s, early doors 2000s. So we had this money.
So it's PlayStation 2?
No. It was, so it may have been earlier. But we got PlayStation 1. And I remember playing Actua Soccer on PlayStation 1.
I used to play that, Justin.
I was watching it like, well, how can it get better than this? How can it get better than this? I'm essentially watching real life people play football. And now you look at it and you're like, that was rectangles.
Do you remember we did that?
Kicking a rectangle ball.
On YouTube, we
around
watched
a rectangle field.
We watched it on YouTube, didn't we?
It's
like
nuts.
old video games.
Die Hard on PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I love that game so much.
A giant rectangle in a singlet.
We only had the demo for such a long time because it was like built into the PlayStation to try and get you to buy the game.
I fucking
on the
loved
PlayStation
demos
1.
back in the day. Because we had some money then, but we didn't have PlayStation game money.
Yeah.
So we had the free demo that you got with the console money. So I would play those demos like it was like crazy. I would just play that shit. Abe's Odyssey. No, you never got Tekken on a demo, did you?
No, you had to buy that.
Yeah.
Well, we did have Tekken, I believe.
Tekken was amazing.
Really quick retrack back to the Master System, right? My Auntie Lynn bought us that. Me and Justin, we got a Master System for Christmas or something once. My mum stole it. She hogged it and she played Alex Kidd. And me and Justin were like, can we play? And she's like, no, I'm playing. I'm playing.
I had that same thing, right? And
what game?
We'll wrap it up in a sec. No, it wasn't me. It was, you know, like, if we have a big one, and, like, we're talking or whatever, and say, oh, did you stay up really late last night, the kids say. No, I heard you really late, like when I was waking up. And the one time that I ever had it with my parents,
what were they playing?
I woke up and I could hear them talking downstairs, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I went downstairs, I ventured out, because this was well out of the realms of normal life.
What, like 5 in the morning?
So I thought to push, 5 in the morning, so I thought I'll push my luck. Went downstairs. All this commotion going on downstairs. They're whacking the old joystick, playing Whizball. Whizball.
What even is Whizball?
Oh my god, do you not know Whizball? It was incredible. It was it was one of the first platform games, and you start off as a little ball, and you're going through this like fantastical world, and you like plod along, and then the more levels that you go, the more of an evolved ball that you become.
Ooh, and that sounds like something I'd like
now. It's great, but they were obsessed by it, and they stayed up for like 2 days straight. They lost their minds. They had no sleep. They lost their minds. They stayed up for like 2 days straight.
Jesus, you must have had to have actually eaten frozen chips. Kerry,
my diet was frozen chips.
All we've got is a bag of frozen chips and some penguins. Tuck in.
But I was into it, because my parents were shouting at each other, like all parents in the 90s. Constantly. And for 2 days, because they were sleep deprived and playing this fucking game, they were in each other's pockets. They had a common interest. It's like, well,
the children
whatever
aren't a common interest enough.
Whatever Whizball is, firstly, I want to play it. Second of all, you need to keep playing it. I don't give a fuck about how sleep deprived you are, because nobody's screaming at anybody. This is all good. I'm a very quiet child. I'm very disconcerted about how much you guys shout at each other. So this Whizball thing Apparently, this is your cocaine. Keep doing whizball.
And stop doing cocaine.
And stop doing cocaine immediately.
Because I think that's the problem. You haven't done cocaine for 2 days. I'm not sure what it is.
Right, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
I feel like we kind of went off the rails.
We did. We tapped on some serious topics, and we got a bit heavy for a bit. And I do apologise for that, because that's not what this is about.
I think the take home here is the 90s were awesome.
Well, we kind of didn't really, I say we, you just didn't allow it to be a versus. Growing up as a kid, early doors.
Oh, I didn't know that was the jump.
Oh, well,
My bad.
we said it right at the beginning, and I prepared. I have 2 pages of notes that say 80s, 90s now.
Yeah.
80s, 90s, noughties now. We did discuss this. You were aware of it.
Should we write this out in some slam poetry?
No, because I'm not finished yet.
Okay. I'll save my slam poetry.
Basically, bottom line is, for nostalgic value, I think 90s was the best. We were outside, getting fresh air, playing, fucking about, raising hell, but also minding our fucking business.
Yeah.
And making sure that we weren't
You had
getting
red
slapped.
thighs, but you were having the time of your life.
If you had a red thigh, you had a red thigh for a reason. These days, I wouldn't dream of hitting my kids. Wouldn't smack them,
Hell no.
nothing. When they're toddlers and you gently tap their hand when they're naughty and they touch something electrical that they shouldn't touch.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's a tap. I don't slap my kids. No need.
Okay. So
they got it better in some ways, but we had it the best. We had it the best.
Agreed.
Freedom.
The 90s versus all other ages, and it takes ages and stages and sometimes pages
A mince and gravy.
that you write on. Who's writing?
Building forts.
No one's writing.
Ninja Turtles.
Everyone's writing poetry. Slow
My Little
is
Pony.
me, slow is you.
Scared
Who
of anything.
is
I'm
who?
watching My Little Pony. Singing the theme tune.
Too much commentary in my slam poetry.
Oh,
You
really?
started
Did I
from
stop you?
creative-
Am I?
creative stuff.
Oh,
Let's wrap this up.
should we say goodbye?
We had a Friday.
We did have. Well, we're going to really have a Friday now.
For sure we are.
But it's been fun.
Alright.
It's been fun.
Love
Goodbye.
you. Bye.
Bye.